What's good, YouTube? And welcome to the house. People are freaking out over the OTS 12-pack prices, and for a pretty good reason. You're looking at $250 to $300 for playsets of cards, generic, very good cards that players have waited for in this rarity for a very, very long time. When we look at Solemn Judgment, we do have a comparable in Solemn Strike, but that took way longer to run out of quantities on the market. Yes, we're supposed to be on the second weekend of this being released, but there's a chokehold in the quantities because it was supposed to come out last weekend, December 5th. It was supposed to be available at stores, but a lot of places are getting it in now this weekend for the very first time where players can go ahead and duel for this. So they're not really the accurate quantities on market, and it's only going to continue to go up, and you're going to meet supply versus demand. I think Solemn Judgment will rest at $70 for a bit, and people actually are telling me they don't like how it looks as much in person versus what they thought it would be. You see Twin Twisters, I really like how this looks. $80 here, but already towards $70 on eBay. And yes, there's a very slight undercutting, $90 versus what, like 91, 92. Yeah, so when we look at these, yes, it's alarming right now, but I think Chaos Dragon Levineer also is somewhat generic as a Chaos monster. I think it will rest towards 50. I think Twin Twisters will rest down towards 50 for a while too, and I think Solemn Judgment will head towards 70. Yes, that's under Solemn Strike, but Solemn Strike took a long time for its upward climb overall to be where it's at. So I think we'll see this towards 70 and then make a climb later on. It really feels like people are trying to put these at the prices they think they will be at. Look at the last OTS pack, Pot of Desires. What did this start out at? This started out towards 75 to 80 with people gladly paying that price over on Facebook. A generic, amazing card throughout time that still sees play in today's metagame. Then Gearsu. This is a generic level 8 for all intensive purposes. While people may be scared of their Orcus deck getting hit, 37 is really low for this. So when I look at stuff like this and the previous OTS pack, while this OTS pack is far more hyped, I just think these aren't going to sustain what they are, and you're going to see a fallout as the supply increases. Speaking of overhyped beasted cards, the Prismatics are a wonky market. I think whenever it falls towards 450, we're going to see rolling buyouts on the top ones from very deep pockets who are trying to protect their interest, and I see that in multiple places. Look at eBay. Oh my gosh, just compared to TCG Player. So you could see this actually rise back towards 500 maybe somewhat soon. But Apollosa, also seeing just ones pop up under 500 is absurd to me, because this is 1 per 8 cases. No matter how inflated this market is, it shows there's sellers out there who just want to make their sale, and we're able to move it at the price they want it at, either in person or in their area, or maybe they just fresh pulled it and want to make money. It's so weird to me, though, that we see this consistently happen, that we consistently see it hit towards 450, 450, 450, and then it gets slurped off of market. I really think it has to be people protecting interest. But what about the secondary waves? Not just the top one, because getting a specific one is 1 in every 8 cases, yet you can pull a Prismatic in about 1 in every 2 cases. Win is interesting to me because it was at 250 post buyout. It had sunk all the way to 150, and now you see it towards 280 and getting just the rolling buyouts. Here it is, 280 over here too. 320 is after that. It's kind of crazy when you look at this. People are trying to compare this to ghost rares and other things, but it is its own rarity. It's its own thing. I don't care whether you think it's ugly or whatever. It's about, again, supply and demand. And the demand versus very deep pockets with vested interest seems to be beating the market on what a lot of people thought these would be going for. So pretty crazy stuff. Just a note, Apollosa and Masquerena were both available for $350 at one point. So maybe if people start calling the Chase version early, yes, it's really good. But whenever we look at the Prismatics, everything else tends to fall out for the most part, Win being the exception so far as a waifu and a charmer. The waifu tax, it's very, very real. I want to talk about something awesome that a company is doing within the community, but unfortunately OTSs can't participate. Pro Play Games has really good value in their store challenge kits. When I click on this and look through, they have like these basic levels, but what's really good is their actual challenge kit for the stores. It comes with 8 playmats that look freaking amazing, and that puts it around $27 just for the playmats, not including the invites. And actually it's 9 playmats. There's the judge playmat as well, so they give support for the judges in these tournaments. You get 8 invites to their invitational, which has a $10,000 total prize pool, and the winner also gets a buy at a PPT regional event in the same year. So there's a lot going into these kits. I believe that you can host them at anywhere but an OTS, because the OTS would get in trouble for these. And I want to show off the playmat. It's really good quality for what it is. The purple almost has a holographic tint / sheen to it, and they did a great job. I think normal mat companies would be trying to charge like $50 a piece for these, but Pro Play Games has gone in the right direction of actually looking at what stores have to do to make money, like get 32 people in charging $10 a piece. Thus, the store makes money on this tournament, and like $100-something. And then also, you get great value back to the players who are getting to play for something like this. I really do think Pro Play's connecting to the community in ways that are shades of old ARG. They're doing a great job. Just remember, don't ask your OTS to be the one hosting these, but I'll link this down below. They didn't pay me at all to even bring this up. They only gave me mats, which maybe I'll give one of these away in a future video this month. Tis the season of giving. How can we not talk about the water buyouts? I splash with the water. Deep Sea Diva got its own archetype, and we see it towards $60 freaking dollars. I see people saying they're going to hold them now and try to sell later. Get rid of this. I could easily see this being a secret rare within Battles of Legend. It's already an ultra rare in Duelist Saga, which not everyone's a fan of the rarity, I get it, but resting towards $5 already, I'm kind of shocked. That's decently low for the market. Good job, guys. Not the most hype beasted thing because we have a higher rarity. Over on eBay, we also see a German one listed at 45, best offer. Please take it from me. I've had this forever in my binder looking guy over here. Atlantean Dragoons actually is back up towards 80 despite its flooded presence on the market. If you didn't watch my video on the Deep Sea archetype, I explained that the Astral Pack 2 that Goons is in is actually back on the market thanks to the charity day that Konami had. So a bunch of these got ripped open, tons more sellers were here, and these were towards $55. So this is a huge jump. Whether you're doing good or bad buyouts, please use my TCG player link in the description down below, costing you nothing extra and supporting the channel directly. Add smile. Man, this is crazy though to see it rise back so fast. So it'll be interesting to see what motivated sellers are less that are going to be listing this under where it's at. Mulan Glacia first edition is surprisingly affordable because I think the way the Deep Sea archetype will work is hand looping. You make the synchro, you sync it off for an Omega or something of the likes, and you get rid of one card permanently that you've taken from their hand. Omega's going to take another card out. Mulan Glacia is going to take 2. They're left with 2 cards at that point after you already got to peak and decide which route your plays are going. So first edition Mulan Glacia, very affordable, and the unlimited secrets also are very affordable thanks to us having a super rare recently. No matter what, I would probably get even the super rare Mulan Glacia that's super cheap sooner than later. And when we look at Cyframe Lord Omega, this is something I didn't even notice. The originals are about the same price as the Battles of Legend Secret. I do like how the Battles of Legend Secret looks a lot, but remember the old buyouts? Remember how this went to 20 while this was 8? I would definitely be looking at first at originals because that's had rolling buyouts, and you can see by the total number of listings that people don't put as many of them up. So maybe get a first at original Omega if you really gotta hollow out your deck fully. Abyss Megalo first edition is surprisingly really cheap for what it is. There's only one on all of TCG Player at 21, but when I look at eBay, there's $18 versions, and this used to be lowest 22, 25. So this has definitely gone down over time and become available. I would get yours sooner than later if you're interested in the deck. Let's talk waifu tax a little more. Dragon Maid's back up on TCG Player. I just can't stand this. The fact that an artwork and not the card is what sells this so hard. I've never seen so many comments of, I want to get my friend this for Christmas, my brother this for Christmas. He's a huge Kobayashi Dragon Maid fan. This is insane. This is crazy. And we see it's still a little bit cheaper over on eBay on the Fallout. But gosh dang, do you guys really think the artwork is going to keep the stonks, that it can do it over time? Let me know, because it's really starting to feel like that now. I told you guys it was going to go down. It went down, and now it's rebounding. I get Christmas is here, but gosh dang. Again, use my TCG player link if you're buying bad cards. Like, oh my gosh. Nurse sticking down around towards 22. I think this will fall out over time too. Just because it's short printed at a side set doesn't mean things can just stay up like this, right? I'm not crazy, right? People have been asking me about a lot where to get Legendary Duelist Magical Hero, because I've seen the shock price on TCG Player of the early listers. This will definitely be down on TCG Player over time, despite the hype of all the anime protagonists. But you can actually get this at trollandtoad.com right now at $65. They will charge shipping though, on anything that's not singles. So I would think about using trade-in credit towards their buy list, because you get a 25% buff. Remember how I've been telling you guys to use that? Well, if you have and you use the buff in store credit, this becomes a lot freaking cheaper now, doesn't it? But yeah, I understand people are freaking out. The Card World actually sold out of their like $42 boxes that I showed a while ago. I should have gone in on that, like I said I was going to, and then I looked back. Oops, it's all gone. Yeah, it's crazy. And finally, get to the cards, Sean, get to the cards. The dual disc, from when I showed you guys them available at 300 flat, are now 350 lowest. Weird. It's like these get slurped off the market, and they're from Japan, so the price is partly due to shipping, but that's where they all came from. The problem with these is they're premium Bandai, meaning they needed to sell in Japan directly first, thus getting sales taxes well there. And then to ship international is very, very expensive. This thing is freaking huge for its box. So yeah, they go up pretty quickly as well. Consider getting your dual disc sooner than later. I know it's not in everybody's budget, of course. Should I have this or a Prismatic Apollousa? This will actually probably go up in value as long as it's not rewaved, and Premium Bandai tends not to rewave things. It's usually one and done with them. So the quantity is out there. The question is supply versus demand. Who will be giving them up? What prices can this go to? It's a really well done product. Thanks you guys for watching today's Yu-Gi-Oh! Market Watch. I know it's kind of all over the place with things that aren't usual, like this dual disc. Well, at least for me it's usual. And also the Pro Play Games Tour challenge kits. I would definitely check this out for your store though. Like I said, this is less than $27 a playmat, and it's a really well designed caricature version of the Dupo cards in a sense. I really like what they've done here, and they're thinking of the stores first and the community first, so that's why I wanted to feature them. Thanks for watching, everybody. We're almost to 50,000 subscribers. Please subscribe. We're 90 away. Maybe I'll do the giveaway of this mat towards there. We'll have to see about that.